Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic. So, I'm Chisa, and this is Coach's Corner. We are a group of Clarity Catalyst coaches, which is a Stanford based certification in mindfulness. We each have specialties out of Clarity Catalyst, as well as we talk about perspectives and practices on all kinds of wellness topics. We also have Heather.
Hi, everybody. I'm Heather Hill. My company's called Become the New, and I'm excited to talk about supplements and nutrition today.
Yes. And we
And,
also have Lisa.
and I'm Lisa Paranti, and my company is called Second Act. The best is yet to come. Second Act Coaching, and I'm going to talk about food and nutrition and organic.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah. Organic. That's a good topic.
So we're going to chat today basically about nutrition, supplements, and then our 14-day cleanse that we're leading into the new year.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
Me too.
We're going to need it.
Oh, gosh. So listen, I started just yesterday. I made a real life decision, right? I made a decision to go vegan for 30 days. 30 days.
Oh, wow.
And that was based off of me trying to get clear spiritually and learn about so I have, this may be too much for this talk, right? But
But it ought to be interesting.
but I have certain gifts and I need to streamline them and get more clear. So, and one of the ways is basically not eating meat. And
Yes.
eating clean. So eating clean and then not eating meat. But for me, I'm not when I first had my daughter, I breastfed both my kids, and the doctor, like, she was eating and then she would throw up. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I tell the doctor, I was like, she's throwing everything up. Like, I feel like I just wasted all my milk. And he's like, he looked at me, he's like, that's impossible. She can't just throw it up. I said, you're not the one sitting in puke. So please don't tell me what just happened. Like, I felt some kind of way about him. So he's like, well, this is what you could do. He's like, basically, he told me you could just use formula. I'm like,
yeah.
Because that's the thing, right?
Well, there's nothing wrong with formula, but
it's nothing
instead
wrong
of trying to help you,
but I'm telling you what I'm trying to do, and you're not even supporting that. You want to tell me, oh, just go about your business, right? So I had a friend. She said to cut out. So my one friend, I had a friend, my daughter's babysitter said she was like, cut out a food for 1 week, because the food that you cut out for that week, and then the second week is when it'll actually kick in. I said, who has time for that? Who has time for 1 week? So I shut it. I mean, when I tell you I shut it all the way down, I was eating meat, vegetables, and that was it. And then I was eating quinoa. So for me, I'm an all-in kind of person. I don't have the time to let me dabble here, let me dabble there. So, and when it comes to something, it's like, okay, I'm going all in. So yesterday, when my mentor in the spiritual guidance, she was like, you have to eat clean and limit meat. And for me, I heard don't eat no meat, because like, where do you make that like line, right?
Yeah.
So like today, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for me, it's like, okay, I just want to see if I do it all the way, then how much clearer will I be if it's all the way instead of nitpicking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday. So that's where I am. And cleansing is like right along the lines, right? Because we got to go.
I was just thinking that it's just like the elimination cleanse that we'll do in January. And we're inviting people to jump on board with us for that. But it's like, you'll be eliminating all these things that can cause problems that are often problem causers, and you see how you feel. And then you add them back in at the end of the cleanse. It's really cool.
Yes.
But I know what you mean. I love what you're saying. And our church does a fast every January, and it's all about drawing closer spiritually. So I think that's awesome.
I'm excited. For me, because
do you eat a lot of meat?
I feel like we do. Like every meal I have meat. Like it's either beef or chicken, or like shrimp and then fish. But like I try to, my mom always says, if you eat beef today, don't eat it tomorrow, right? Like every other day. And you like beef, chicken, we like have a breakdown. But I feel like yesterday so I was gonna make burgers, and I went left real quick and so I make my burgers with eggplant. I put the bread as eggplant. So I just cook the eggplant and use it as bread. So what I did was, instead of using the eggplant for bread, I chopped it up. I cut some onions up. I did onions, the eggplant, some spinach, and I did a Mediterranean quinoa. Everything okay over there?
It's my dog. I gotta take her to the vet. She's going at 4:30.
Oh, okay.
It's her hips, I think. I don't know. She had an intestinal issue and she's never really recovered. So yeah, that was Chivi.
Yeah. So but I cut it up and I just had some quinoa, like this Mediterranean bill. I bought it at Publix, but I put that on top and put some vegan feta cheese. It's really good. If y'all haven't had it, I'll take a picture of it.
Is that one good? Okay.
It's amazing. And to the point where I was like, I don't even want that other feta. It's more creamier and it's in a block. But I'll take a picture of it and post it under the group.
So did you do whey powder before?
So I don't do whey. I just do pea protein. And so with Arbonne, we do a 30-day challenge, and we have you could do vegan meals or you can do meat meals. So we give the recipes for either or. So whoever's feeling froggy, right? But I haven't done whey protein in a very long time because I felt like it made me bloated and poofy. So for me, we talked about that before. I can't do.
I mean, I think people should talk about poop, because if you're not going, it's bad. It's not good to not go. So I try to make it a commonplace conversation. It's an important thing.
It is.
All of our excess hormone is stored in the bowel. So I mean, if it's not coming out, you've got a lot of excess hormone. And I was a little crazy when I had that
bloated. And it's like, do you really want? And that's one of the things, right? We're talking about, like, so for me, I take a Digestive Plus. We sell it, when our program, we do, first thing in the morning, you take your Digestive Plus, and then we have a green balance that you take. Hold on. We have a green balance you take, and it just gives you all your greens, fruits, and vegetables for the day.
Yeah, I have something similar.
But people, they don't.
But I do eat whey.
Oh, yeah.
I do. It doesn't bother me. But I got into it when I started lifting weights.
Like, if you don't work out enough or hard enough, it's like that weight that you're trying to lose, or whatever it is you're trying to do with that protein. It's like,
well, our coaches in the boot camp I started like in 2019 taught us how to a pre-workout shake, and it had whey in it, and it just worked. And I'm afraid to change it.
Yeah. I mean, stick with what works for you.
Yeah, but my husband doesn't like whey. He likes brown rice protein.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What about you, Lisa?
I believe now, due to a health crisis my husband had, which has been a total blessing, we have switched to green juices in the morning and protein shakes and fruits and vegetables, and limit the meat. But everything we eat is organic. And I have been doing a lot of reading now, on this whole new world of organic and why we should eat organic. The 50% of the nutrients in fruit develop in the last 2 weeks before they're picked.
Oh, that's true.
And so if you're getting grapes, for example, from Chile, think about when they were picked in order to get there in your store, or that banana or pineapple or mango from Hawaii that's in your grocery store in Florida or California. It's way over 2 weeks old. And so what it's been grown in is toxins in order to make it last longer. And so I never had this knowledge before. And now I have this knowledge. I've always looked at organic foods as being, that's too expensive for me to go there. However, now that I know the why, it's the only thing I buy.
Yeah.
And like in the past, when I've made maybe a dessert with strawberries, I want the presentation to look really good. So you buy the strawberries that are,
But how did they get that
those
big?
are genetically modified strawberries with toxins and things that. So a regular organic strawberry is just small, and it's juicy, and it tastes good. So
it's usually sweet too.
Those grapes that you get that are huge, grapes aren't that huge.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's a good.
And so it's just opening my eyes at, natural sugars versus refined sugars. And anything that is refined, it throws off your body's natural ability to break it down. It increases the amount of insulin release. So all the stuff that we do, that we eat refined, what our body naturally can do is chemically altered. And so I have an awakening happening in me that is kind of hard, because not everybody wants to hear all this. Not, you're kind of a freak, you're eating organic, and I used to think that, they're a health nut, they're eating the grape nuts, but I don't know, the health crisis that my husband had, who he is now thriving, absolutely thriving, by putting nutrition as the cure, as the treatment, as the way. Our whole world is opening. It is, because we feel good, we're now open to, we have mental clarity, and we're just, it's food. 95% of our health is determined on our lifestyle.
Yes.
And the McDonald's and the convenience of fast food, the quickness of fast food, in the long run is so harmful. People don't get it, and they're going to market to you in a way that makes it, they're not in it to help you. They're in it to make money. And so that whole world is opening up to me. The truth behind, I'm very intentional in what I'm hearing now. It's like, and I watch those commercials. If you can't get your kids to eat vegetables, pour this processed cheese on it.
Oh, yes.
And it's no. And I'm reading.
Their little bodies can't process it either. It gets to a point where we're just seeing that, I think, at a younger age as time progresses, because little kids start eating, fast food and stuff from the time they're little now. And then that's all they eat for so long, and their bodies don't know what to do with it.
And I understand, I won't mention my daughter, but
except you just mentioned her.
I understand the convenience of a busy life. I understand the busyness. I just wish everybody I knew and loved ate organic.
Yeah.
Just period.
Yeah, when I started with organic, I had a health coach back in my early 30s, and she talked to me about, because I was like, I just can't do that, Nina. And she said, well, how about the clean 15 and the dirty dozen? So she gave me those lists so I could understand what the worst was and what the best options are that are not organic. And so that helped me. But as time went on and I watched more and more documentaries and learned more about healing, it really does go back to your food and your food source and how whole your food is, how hard your body's having to work to process your food. I mean, because I was so I was just out of whack for many, many years. And it's crazy that my 40s are so much more healthy than my 20s and 30s were.
Yes.
There's so many studies that, people who are fighting cancer, you either burn it. What is it? There's 3 things that the doctors recommend: burn it, chop it, something, for cancer. And if you get in front of it with nutrition and you get your body, I think I've said this before, in an alkaline state,
Yeah.
then cancer can't grow.
Yes.
And
it feeds off of sugar, if I'm
correct.
correct.
Absolutely, it feeds off sugar. And so people just take what the doctors say. They trust them. You know, we need to give you chemotherapy. We need to give you radiation. And I'm not saying that there's not a place and time for that, but make sure that nutrition is part of it. You know, it's just so important. And the quality of life goes out the door when you start putting another toxin like chemo or radiation in your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing something else off.
Well, they're very debilitating to your gut health also.
Yeah.
I think I have a lot of friends who've been through chemo, and I think that's why they suffer from so much brain fog, because their gut is just in total dysbiosis. And no one ever says, hey, when you're done with this or while you're doing it, you know, let's replenish that. Let's take these probiotics. Let's eat these kinds of fermented foods, or let's eat this kind of organic foods to help rebuild that population in your gut. One of the supplements I take is to help balance the body, to help balance the blood sugar. And I mean, it was a game changer for me. I had chronic inflammation from head to toe and didn't really know what that was until I felt better and started really learning about what I was taking and why it was helping me. I jumped on board because I just wanted to feel better. I'd been seeking and seeking and seeking for so many years, and I was told that I'd never be off medication. I would not heal. It was not possible because I have Graves' disease and Hashimoto's. So my thyroid goes fast, and then it swings low, and then it levels out. But when they discovered I had Graves, they wanted to give me this really toxic drug to kill my thyroid. And then after 1 year, they would take me off of that protocol, and we would see if the thyroid came back to life and worked a little slower. But if it didn't, they would remove my thyroid. But I wanted to have another baby. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that because I'm going to have another baby, which I didn't, but that's okay. But I was like, I'm not going to do that because that cuts off all my chances. They were like, well, go see this person. You know, we can't help you then. So from there, I found a naturopath and a functional medicine doctor. And luckily, I found a guy who specialized in Graves' disease. And he was like, I think we can get you back in control if we can heal your gut. But it was such a mystery back in 2013 as to how to heal the gut. He was like, I think this will help, and I think this will help. So like I was drinking collagen before anybody was drinking collagen because I was trying to heal the lining of my gut because it strengthens that. But once I finally found the supplements that really, I had a candida infestation, which he even saw on paper, but he thought, maybe it's that, because they didn't know the connection between candida and gut dysbiosis back then. So it took years until I found the supplement that really helped all that heal. And once I did, I used to be someone who was like, oh no, if my body can't do that naturally, then I don't need it. You know, my body's got everything it needs to work, but my body didn't have everything it needed to work. And it took some really wonderful practitioners to help me understand how to make my body work and how to feed it and how to help it grow. And it took me being willing to learn. It took me being willing to give up fast food. And that was hard. That took years to fully give it up. I think it took like a decade before I just don't do it anymore. And it also took a documentary to understand how those animals are raised and how they're treated. And like, I just can't go back from that now. My husband, he watched the documentary with me and he went back, but I don't support it. But my 8-year-old says, why won't you eat this? And I'm like, I don't eat that because I worked hard not to.
Yep.
But it made me sick. That's why I don't eat it, ultimately. So yeah, I'm with you, Lisa. It took me a long time, but I
was pausing, Heather, because when you said thyroid issue, we met a naturopathic medical doctor in the last 6 months who is absolutely amazing. And he said that all thyroid issues, now I don't want to quote or be wrong. I'm just saying
we're not doctors.
We're not doctors. that were low on iodine.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got off my levothyroxine. I'm by choice. And I now take a natural thyroid with an iodine supplement. So I take a thyroid supplement and an iodine supplement. I've never felt more alert and energized. I'm not lethargic and any of that. And I was on lisinopril and metropolo, and
Wow.
I have changed my diet so much that it's all green juice and vegetables and fruit, everything organic, that I stopped taking those two, and I eliminated coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I then met with my primary care physician, and to my surprise, I told her I stopped taking my levothyroxine for thyroid, and she goes, "Well, how are you getting your iodine in?" And it's like, really, really,
I
really,
take iodine.
like, you know that? It's like, why can't you tell me that to begin with? So when you said your body was deficient, or you thought your body could heal itself, our bodies sometimes get out of balance, and we have to have someone that is willing to work with us to do the blood work,
Yes.
because the blood work tells you,
Yeah.
where you're low on. And then if you can, so my doctor cured himself of Crohn's disease.
Yeah. I have a physical therapist friend who did the same through diet.
Yeah.
And
So
supplements.
this cleanse that we're doing is going to make you feel good for the 14 days.
Yep.
Or, it's going to make you feel great for the 14 days, but I would highly encourage anyone and everyone to extend it beyond that.
And then you need the mindset to carry it through,
goes
to make it a
hand in.
lifestyle.
And so I moved from, okay, I'm only going to do this for the 14 days, or I'm only going to do this dry January or whatever, because I'm now certain that my body benefits.
Yep.
And when I got to a place of certainty,
Yeah.
then no longer do I have, that donut looks so good, but I am certain I will not eat it. I can think about it. I can remember my old memories, but but when I think about the refined sugar aspect of it and how it's poisoning, people are going to like turn me off, but uh, I'm reading a book by William Porter called Diet and Exercise Explained. And I'm kind of a science person. I kind of need to know the why behind it, not just, that's bad for you, that's bad for you. And so it's enlightening. It's enlightening. This trend. Yeah.
I agree. I listened to a podcast by Jim Quick called Quick Brain, and he has amazing people on, and he does like a 15-minute segment, and then you can listen to the longer if you want, but he will explain when you put sugar into your mouth exactly what it does to your brain and how it changes absolutely every single system in your body. And he was 7 at the time, poor kid, he wanted to go get some ice cream at Chick-fil-A, and I mean, I was ready to go until I heard that podcast, and I was like, sorry, bud. You've already had a little bit of sugar today, and now I know what's happening in your brain when you eat that stuff, and I'm not going to go get it right now. We'll do it another day, but I'm not going to pack all that in one day. But, he's luckily an interesting little guy, and he wanted to learn about it. So, yay. But he was a little disappointed at first, but I was just like, wow, it is shocking, all the changes. And I can't remember to quote the podcast, but Jim Quick Brain, he has fantastic little quick segments that really inspired me for a long time. Like I'd want to give up or want something less than for myself, which was usually wine on a regular basis. But he will talk about what it does to your brain, what it does to your liver. And understanding that science for me is also very helpful, because then I can picture it and say, well, no, I really don't want to do that today. I know how I'm going to feel. And now I know the process of what's happening inside. So it's easier to say no.
I do this mental work for myself, this mental rehearsal work, in that I play the movie forward. And
oh, that's a good idea.
I think about if I were to eat that for a nanosecond, maybe 2 nanoseconds, I'm going to feel good. I think I'm going to feel good. But the hour to 2 hours afterwards that I feel let down because I went off my diet, because I strayed, because I gave into my craving, because it just totally plays with my whole psyche. And so I've come to a place in life. I haven't always been this way, especially during the holidays. Right now, I'm retired, but when I was in the office, worked for a school district in technology services, everybody throughout the district would show their appreciation to our team. So they would bring in boxes of See's candy, or they, bring in donuts, homemade cookies, and they're sitting there calling my name all day long.
Oh, yeah.
They're in a common area that I have to walk by all day long. And I make it to 5 o'clock just before I'm leaving work, and there's one cookie left. And I tell myself, Lisa, you've been good all day long. You could have had that cookie at 9 a.m., but it's 5 a.m. So you did a really good job at not eating it. So go ahead and eat it. And so that was my past me. And now it's just like, you're lying to me. If you're not really all that good, and what you're going to cause me, that play that movie forward is not worth it. So that's how I pull myself back.
I find it's also patterns. I had a really, really, really difficult work day on Friday, and all I wanted at the end of that day was a glass of wine, because that's what I used to do with a difficult. Everyone meet Jack. This is
Jack.
My 8-year-old. Congratulations. I don't want your poppet in my face. Congratulations on the poppet. Okay, I'm going to do my call, okay?
When we go back, can we get a big one?
I don't know. This is life. But I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Reality. Get it, Jack. Get it.
So, Kiza, you're not alone. I hear your baby back there. But anyway, like that Friday was so strenuous, and I just wanted a glass of wine, and I kept thinking, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I did want one, because it's a pattern that I practiced for 2 decades, was a glass of wine or several at the end of a really long day. And there's really nothing wrong with it. I just don't want the pattern anymore. And I see it now. I'm aware of it when I want it and why.
Well, alcohol is addictive, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the saying? Maybe I said this before. You first take the drink, then the drink takes the drink, and then the drink takes you.
Yeah.
And I had, so no longer.
But yeah, I agree that it's addictive, but I just, the pattern of it is as much of an addiction as the alcohol was. So now I sometimes have, something special in a wine glass or something, but just not alcohol, because I get part of the pattern. I feel relaxed.
Yeah.
But I change the ingredient.
Yes, that's good, because it is still fun to be social. It is still fun to have that festive little toast with everybody. But it
or
can
toast
be
to the end of the day, whatever it is.
It can be something else, in your glass.
Yeah. So do you have a morning routine, Lisa?
I do.
What's your morning routine?
My morning routine is to make the green juice. And
now, do you press it? You do real straight up green juice?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a cold press juicer, because the heat takes out the nutrients, loses some of them. So I have a cold press omega juicer, and it consists of celery and cucumber and spinach and lemon.
Nice. Yes, I did that for a long time, and it was so hard to cut the apple out, because the apple gave it that sweet. But that functional medicine practitioner was like, no, I need you to cut the sugar out because of what we were trying to accomplish. And we did accomplish it. And after all the years and finding the right supplements, I'm off of my Synthroid also. So I'm in complete remission. But I mean, it took a lot of thinking through it. I didn't actually play the movie of my life forward, but I had a specific vision of what I wanted to accomplish. And I just could go to that when I was faltering and not give up. Just learning those little tiny steps along the way to stay in it and not give up on it was huge.
As coaches, we hold a vision for our clients, that vision of you're crossing the finish line and we're going to create the bridge that gets you there.
That's right. We talked about that last week.
And it's just amazing how, but regardless of that, and then after that, we have a protein shake that still has spinach and almond milk and nuts and protein powder. And
what kind of protein powder do you use?
I have to go look, but it's a special protein powder that we get from a special company through our naturopathic doctor.
Oh, cool.
I think it's plant-based protein.
Yeah. So it's probably a mix.
Yeah.
Of plants.
And what was I going to say?
The rest of your morning routine?
I can't remember. Maybe it'll come to me. But regardless of that, we it doesn't have any of the sugar. We're not adding. We'll do almond butter. There's just a lot of things that you can eat that don't crave extra hunger. They actually create fullness.
Yeah, satiety or I can't ever say that word. It's a hard word. But satisfaction.
Is it satiating?
Yes, satiating.
Okay, right. Yeah, so that's what we do, and that's how our day starts every day. And I have never felt so good right now. And we did a 30-day liver cleanse to start this nutrition out, and that in itself was amazing. But that it was purging the toxins out of my body, and so now I eat clean, and I've lost about 12, 13 pounds in the last several months, and it's just eating clean.
Yeah. Makes a big difference. I've lost since the start almost 70 pounds.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a very different lifestyle and now when I carry 2 35-pound weights doing lunges and stuff, I'm like, wow, I used to carry this all around every day. No wonder I was so tired and moody.
But you know what, people aren't willing to, it's always that, well, I can't do that, but you can. You're choosing. Like, it's a choice. We choose to do.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable to get started. It was very uncomfortable to continue. It was uncomfortable every time I changed gyms, but the result was really worth it.
Yeah.
And it all started with eating responsibly and cleanly.
That gut, that's it. Everybody, it's what I have people who they'll rather suffer than to, because we have I know we talked about it before on our challenges, we have a list of things you cut out and then you replace it with. And of course, alcohol's on there, coffee's on there, all them great things.
But you just don't realize how good you might feel without it until you try it.
That's it right there. But
because I never intended to give coffee up. That was a complete accident when I did that. I just went without it for a little while, and I was like, I don't really need that. I don't need that oomph anymore because I have a natural energy now.
Yep.
And sometimes I might enjoy a cup of coffee, but I don't have to have it in the morning to lift me up or get me through anything. Yeah, and I homeschool, so sometimes I need something.
I know. Like, today is not the day, guys. We're not cutting this out.
Today I had to, I don't know, I drank a lot of water today.
Yeah.
Some days are harder than others, but hey, we made it through. Do y'all know where Jessica is today?
She did. She texted us and said that she had an appointment she was going to try to get on if she could. And if she couldn't, she said she'd see us next time.
She's so good with all those herbs. I love seeing her food pictures of herbs and cooking, and it always reminds me how much more I can get into my food. And those you can just grow on your back porch half the time.
She said, do you see her message?
She said I told her to log in through Internet Explorer, but I guess I could have FaceTimed her. I read half the message.
I know we're learning to become tech gurus. Almost there.
I remember what I was going to say, that momentary loss of memory earlier, is that I add cinnamon, turmeric, ginger, and cardamom to my smoothies.
Yeah, that's tasty.
And those are anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
Look.
Spices. So
there she is.
She's on the call.
Hold on.
There she is.
I can flip this. Oh boy. Hold on, guys.
You can almost see her.
Almost.
So, my morning routine before I work out is a whey protein shake with a few other ingredients. But I do that every morning at 5. And I love to intermittent fast, but it makes it really hard when I eat at 5:30 in the morning, because then that's a mindset shift I'm working on now, is to stop eating at 3:30 in the afternoon. That's hard. It's hard.
I would
easy.
You want to have an 18-hour fast?
It's about a 14-hour window when I stop eating at 3:30 and then I eat my first meal at 5:30. So
wow.
But if I feel a lot better, and I don't always do it, but I was interested to see if I would feel different.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Jessica?
I can.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for having me.
That is so funny. We have her on FaceTime. So did you tell us about your morning routine, Chisa? So
now I think I talked about this last time. I became a member of the 5 a.m. club, right? So I get up at 5. So in order for me to make sure that I get my full workout in, because I feel like it kind of cuts close if I try to do anything so I get up, I brush my teeth, and I head straight out to get on elliptical, since I can't really go outside and run because my husband leaves at 5. So I got 2 kids, I'll be that mother that report me because my kids will be out in the street screaming.
Right. So where do you work out at home?
Yeah, we have an elliptical in the garage, and we have
perfect.
We have a gym set. And at first I was against the elliptical because I'm like, I could hit the pavement, but you know what? In real life, my reality will not let me hit any pavement. So I have to own where I'm at. And once I get dressed, I drink my Green Balance. So I call it a glow shot. So I do a gut health, Green Balance, and then we have a skin elixir where it has the collagen in it, and I drink that in the morning. And then go take my daughter, and then I have a shake. So some mornings I do oatmeal, but I put a scoop of protein on top of it with some fruits, and I have this coconut almond crunch thing that I put over it to give it a little more extra. So I do blueberries and strawberries on top, and it's really good. And then sometimes I'll do a shake for lunch and then do a dinner. So it's breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and then dinner. But I have not yet got to my life of doing intermittent fasting. I guess in reality I do sometimes, because once I stop eating, I don't eat till the next morning till.
Well, first I stopped eating by 7, no more snacking. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can get dinner in by 6:30. And then I've mastered that. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can get dinner in by 5:30. And then I do Plexus supplements, and we did a big intermittent fasting group. So they really cheered you on to try to get to a 14 to 18-hour window. So I've just been trying, and I haven't hit it every day, but I just give myself grace. But I do feel so much better when I stop eating earlier. I feel like my body gets to really digest and rest, which is the point. Yep. And I'm not hungry, which is shocking. That's really shocking. I guess it's hard to get my child fed and my husband fed eating that early.
You make it for them, and it's still there. At least you did your part, right?
Yeah, I sit with them and we hang out. But I'm like, no, I've already eaten. And at first he was like, why'd you already eat? And I'm like, because I told you I was trying to stop earlier.
Yeah.
Just to see if I can get some clarity, because it helps.
How long have you been doing that, Heather?
I've been successful for about 5 of the last 14 days, but the moving things back and earlier for about a year. I've been eating by 6:30, 5:30 to 6:30 every night for about a year. And that I find pretty essential because I don't sleep as well when I eat later.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an Aura ring, and it measures your sleep, and it measures when your heart rate drops in the nighttime. And like the earlier your heart rate drops, the more your body can recover for a workout the next day. So if I eat 6:30 to 7 to 7:30 or drink at any time, my heart rate doesn't go down until after 2 a.m. So instead of going down about 11 or 12 and hitting that lowest spot, it doesn't go down until sometimes 4 in the morning. So my body's not in a state of recovery until much later. So that was like an incentive to do the intermittent fasting, and why I thought it might be helpful.
So you when you say drink, do you drink? You don't drink water or anything after?
Oh, I drink water, but if I drink alcohol, any kind of alcohol or anything sugary, that heart rate won't go down until until much later than average. Like the earliest it's ever gone down is 2 a.m. And that's when I like had a glass of wine at 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy how it affects everything?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was surprising to me. And that was like another little bit of knowledge, little science that helped me go to the next level and not just, I mean, I drink sometimes, but just not regularly like I used to, because I know I'm not going to sleep as well.
Yeah.
And I really like having a good workout in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we have to swipe to get in the door, and I thought I had my husband's tag. So I stopped and asked the guy at the pro shop, I'm like, can you scan this for me? Because I really want to make sure I'm getting my swipes in the morning. And he thought that was so funny that I wanted to make sure.
Like, he can't be getting my workout time. I got to get mine.
If you ever look and I want a log of who's been here, I want my credit. And he just thought that was hilarious.
What about you, Jessica? What's your morning routine?
Yeah, I'm up about 5:30 as well. And I do love to get my exercise in the morning. I love to go out on a nice brisk hike or walk first thing in the morning if I can. Multivitamins, I take those first thing with a full 2 glasses of water. And then you guys were talking about the fasting. I love to do 3-day juice cleanses. So,
wow.
Yeah, they're great. And I think once I get past the first 24 hours of it, I'm not craving anything anymore. So I can get through the next 2 days. I do juices where I do every 2 hours I juice, and then at lunch and at dinner I do a full 8 ounces or 10 ounces of bone broth that I make fresh.
Oh, okay.
You're still getting, the nutrients and the proteins and all the things that you need. Yeah, those are kind of the things I do. I don't take too many supplements. Just the multivitamins and magnesium.
Magnesium is a big one, though. Yeah, it's a good one.
Huge. I found this one that contains 6 or 7 different sources of magnesium. You're not, the one that you're seeing on the store shelves.
Yeah, it's surprising how they're different.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying too about not eating past 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's absolutely a necessity because our bodies definitely change. And I was getting horrible heartburn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've since been able to just counteract it all by changing my habits on when I eat. So it's about what you eat as well, but when I eat.
Yes.
Well, and that's one of the brilliant things I've read about intermittent fasting is that if you can't afford necessarily the best of the best foods, you still give your body a nice chance to recover with that longer window to digest.
Yeah.
I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think when we kick off the elimination cleanse, there's also all these tools that we'll be sharing. So different things to help you detox, different foods to that really might change how you feel that will eliminate. But then what's so interesting is that you add food back in at the end.
Yes.
So you're only really cleansing for like
5 days.
5
7
days.
days. No, it's a week. It's 7 days.
7 days, yeah. And then the last 5, you're adding things back in a little at a time so you can really gauge, how did that coffee make me feel?
Yep.
Or how did that wine make me feel? You'll have a nice measuring point. And it's not forever, but it's a great way to learn.
Yeah, I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun.
Mm-hmm. It's just people got to get their mindset right before. That's the biggest thing. Getting your mindset right before you get on a cleanse and being in a place where you understand how and what the food does to your body.
Yeah, I agree.
And by eliminating that stuff, though, it's amazing, because when you start adding them back, you find that some of the things you're adding back in don't make you feel so great.
Yeah, and it's surprising.
Close it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else were we going to cover today? I don't have my notes.
It was just the supplements. Yep, the nutrition, the
fasting.
Supplements, and then the start with when you chat about the cleanse. And for me, people, they need to.
When are we? We're doing the 14. Like, I'm so excited. But what are the dates that we're starting this?
January 1st.
Yeah, when everybody's ready.
January 1st. So even on the lead up, we'll probably talk about like each day going live on starting a Facebook group for those who are interested in joining us, starting a Facebook group, going live, having a conversation, whatever it needs to happen, how you feel to get comfortable and being ready to prepare yourself mentally, because everything we do in life, everything is connected, mind, body, and soul. And if you're not prepared mentally to do something, you're just all over the place, and you're going to quit because you are not mentally prepared to do what you need to do. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, you know what? Let me see how it works and let's try something. But if right now you say, I'm not doing that with them because I can't do that, I can't give this up, you've already shut it down and you've already eliminated yourself from being able to accomplish anything, because of the fact that you have already set that negative tone to be in that place of, I can't.
Right. And that's why 14 days is so nice too, because it's not forever.
It isn't.
No, and we have now 6 weeks to get ourselves mentally prepared for it, just like you're saying, and so we can, it's a mindset.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, typically you feel so bad by the time Christmas is over. You're ready to give everything up.
Yeah, people there, but you know what? That's the problem. Everybody thinks that, oh, Thanksgiving's coming, I cannot eat Thanksgiving. Oh, Christmas is coming, I cannot eat Christmas food. But in reality, you can. You can choose
it all.
to eat. Yes, you can choose to eat how much you eat, how you eat. It's all up to you to control you and not worry. But it's the biggest thing is about worrying about what other people think of you when you do this. That's it right there.
We had a mom meeting yesterday, and some of the moms had brought breakfast, and I normally don't eat that stuff, but I kind of ate some of it because I felt like, and I thought of you, Chiza. I thought of you that morning. I was like, I should just make my little taco egg mix. I'm making it for Jack here. I should just take it with me.
Take it with you.
But I didn't want to offend anyone. And then the whole topic was about transformative health, which was crazy. And then I introduced the topic. But anyway, it was, but I felt, and I do this, but I still felt the pressure. And then another mom told me that she intermittent fasts, but she felt the pressure to not be rude. And I was like, well, you know what? We're just going to support each other moving forward. Yeah. And we're just going to be like, we brought our own breakfast.
I can't do this with you.
Or I already ate, or I don't eat till 11, This is how I roll.
I can't do it.
I didn't know. I don't know. I feel like next time I'm just going to be like, if there's anyone else who's like me, just jump on my wagon and we'll support each other.
Hey girl, you got to be in that wagon by yourself. You got to be
Well, if they need support, if they want to keep their thing going, like I'm here, we'll do it together.
Let's do it. But yeah, for me, that's me. I don't eat this. I'm not eating this. I'm not doing
it. I was one of the biggest proponents for that mom group to cut the breakfast out, because I was like, it's not good for anybody. And it's so stressful to bring it. And it costs people a lot of money. And
And then when people don't,
Eat
that's, I
first.
understand that. People, like, it costs somebody money and then you're not eating. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I understand that concept. But at this point, that still comes back to that mentality, right? I am changing my belief because I don't want to hurt your feelings. But you got to understand that my feelings matter too. I can't eat that crap with you. Like, it's that balance, right? Like, you feel as though you don't, you paid for it, or take it to go, right? Like, take it to go.
That's a good idea, taking it to go.
You know, like,
Well, and it brings me back to one of the things we share in the Clarity Catalyst coaching is the quote where we talk about shining your light, and you shouldn't dim your light to make somebody else feel better, because you don't help them and you don't serve them. Yep. You should shine your light to show them the way, or to brighten their path.
I always say, if you want to wear a sparkly dress, wear it.
That's what I was going to say, Heather, is that, you know, they're like, if you're like the creator of that group, or you were going to talk, there, you know, people are always looking at the leader to see what they're going to do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
I ate a lot of fruit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, like Jesus, and like you all said, don't dim your light to, you know, make some, but you can brighten their light by being the example. You know, it's
yes, I felt like later, if I just stuck to my guns, that other mom would have felt so supported. Yeah. And there's probably others that would have been the same too.
Yeah. So it's the reframe again, you know, and it's all good, you know. So
I agree. Well, all right, you guys, I think that's it for today.
Yes. So are we
I've had fun chatting with y'all.
Are we going to be back? Because next Thursday is Thanksgiving. Are we doing this, or?
I don't think we're going to go live on Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be at home.
Okay. Well, we'll see y'all on the 1st.
Oh, that'd be December 1st. That'll be fun. New month.
Yes, new month.
That was exciting to start a new month.
Intentions, and that'd be we could actually have our Facebook group, if people want to prep and be in and start our preparation we'll put out the information to join us on our challenge and
kind of get the mindset going.
And that's where we're going live. So
yeah, we can set some intentions next time and talk about that and the tool we have for that.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
So we'll do that, and we'll see you guys next Thursday. Nope, the 1st. I'm sorry. The 1st.
Might see you next Thursday, Chisa.
Yes. All righty, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.